Ragin Cajuns baseball picks up a run rule victory over Marshall to advance in the Sun Belt Conference tournament. Let's recap it here on Ragin Rundown. What's good, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Ragin Rundown, the show where you will know all things UL sports. I'm your guy, Jamarcus Fitzpatrick, but you can always call me Fitz. And on today's episode, we will be recapping Louisiana baseball's run rule victory over Marshall in the Sun Belt Conference tournament as they played in the single elimination portion. And now they are from here on out a part of the double elimination part of the tournament. We'll talk about how Noah Lewis shined in this matchup, and then we will look ahead to the Cajuns' rematch with Coastal Carolina here in the Sun Belt Conference tournament. Coming into this one, Louisiana was 34-21, and a lot of projections, D1 Baseball, Baseball America, and other ones that I've seen online actually had the Cajuns in a regional. I think I saw one of them in Auburn, maybe another one was in Tallahassee, but they were in. Last week, they were the last four teams out. So they are right there on the bubble, and they needed to continue to win, not just to say that we won the conference tournament, but to potentially still have that opportunity to win or get that automatic at-large berth regional bid that you would want towards the latter part of the postseason. And they were definitely able to do that as they pick up the 11-1 run rule victory over Marshall. When you look at the game flow of things, initially Louisiana came out and they suffered an error. Marshall would, Cody Brasch started on the bump. He would hit a batter that got him on. That eventually led to a single, and then a throwing error happens. The runner gets all the way around and comes home. And the Cajuns had three errors in this game, but they were able to out-hit their mistakes, which is great. But in a lot of instances or other instances, you're not always going to be able to overcome that. And so they're going to have to understand that they cannot make those type of mistakes because that can get you sent back home. Luckily, they were able to overcome it in this game because they had a little bit of a different mentality coming into this one. Head coach Matt Diggs talked about that before the game, how the team was coming into this matchup against Marshall and how he felt that they were able to respond. He talked about it after the game.
Just overall, it was a business-like attitude by us. We weren't thrilled to be in that play-in game. It was a nerve-wracking last 3 days. I just wouldn't have been able to live with myself if this team didn't get to keep playing. I just love coaching them. They love playing together. And so, we started off great, got in the top 25, and then hit a speed bump there for 4 weeks, and then finished up as, in my mind, one of the better ball clubs. And yeah, I just wasn't going to be able to stomach it if we didn't get that game today. And I didn't say a whole lot before the game, and they were ready, just took care of business. Cody set a great tone, and then hitters went out and executed our approach from Jump Street, just from the first batter on, and we competed real well at the dish today.
So as you heard from head coach Matt Diggs there, the team was just on a different level. They knew that they shouldn't have or potentially didn't want to be playing in this playing game, and they didn't waste any time. So after the error happens that scores a run by Marshall, Louisiana continues to apply pressure. They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first as leading off Blaze Rodriguez. He was phenomenal from the leadoff position. He was actually walked 3 times as well, but he singles. Noah Lewis comes back, he singles, and then Lee Amedee singles as well. He gets on with the single that scores Blaze Rodriguez. Noah Lewis gets to third, and then Cole Brown reaches on a throwing error that scores Noah Lewis. Lee Amedee gets to third. Drew Marco comes in and singles. So now you're up 3-1, and you continue to just steamroll all the way through. Then you come back, you score 3 more there in the third. You score 3 more in the fifth, and then 2 in the bottom of the seventh to get the run rule victory. There in the third, Donovan LaSalle got a single, and then Steven Spalita got a single. And then after that, Owen Galt, who has stepped in for the injured Rigoberto Hernandez, they're at the second base position. He goes ahead and he hits a deep one that bounced off the top of the wall, maybe a couple more inches or feet, and it would have been a home run. It would have been the second one of the day outside of Noah Lewis's. And then right after that, Mark Collins, the Opelousas Catholic former star, comes in and he doubles, and that draws in both Owen Galt and Steven Spalita as well. So you have 3 runs that you're scored there. So now you're up 6-1. You'll just continue to apply pressure in a lot of instances to make it difficult for the Thundering Herd. They threw out their best pitcher in Bryce Blevins, I believe was his name. They called his name quite a bit. I'm trying to pull it up so I can give him his credit as well. Bryce Blevins, yes. He goes in and he gets thumped around. He goes 3 innings. He gives up 10 hits and 6 earned runs. The Cajuns just continue to apply pressure, and it made it really hard for Marshall. But we had talked about how the Thundering Herd had been kind of struggling from a pitching standpoint here in the back half of the season, and you were able to exploit some of those things that they had been struggling with. Um, and like I mentioned, you just continue to apply a lot of pressure. Um, but I also have to give a lot of credit to Noah Lewis, really this freshman class as a whole. We've talked about it multiple times on this show, but you have to give credit to Noah Lewis. He has continued to be consistent throughout the year. He is athletic. He has great speed. He has great size. And when he has the right approach behind the dish, he is as elite as any player that we have seen in the vermilion and white. He goes 4 for 5 on the day. He has 3 RBI, and he hits a 3-run jack. That's as phenomenal as you can get. He set the table for you, getting on base. He scored runs for you, and he drove in runs as well. That is what you need. And then not to mention that he's a great defensive weapon for you in center field. And he's just going to continue to get better. The main thing is going to be in the future being able to make sure that you keep him in the vermilion and white. The supporting cast around him as well was really, really good. Mark Collins delivered quietly a 3-hit day and 2 RBI. Blaze Rodriguez continued to get on base 4 times, the single, and then being walked 3 times, like we said. Lee Amedee was really good for you as well. And Cody Brasch set the table for you early. He didn't get a lot of strikeouts, but he worked through traffic, and he was able to make sure that Marshall never really had a chance. Once they scored that 1 run, he slammed the door shut and made sure things were limited. And after Cody Brasch came out, because he went 5 1/3, Parker Smith comes in and goes 1 2/3 innings. He doesn't give up a hit, doesn't give up an earned run, and only walks a batter. He faced 6 batters and did it with 20 total pitches. Cody Brasch, that may be the last time we see him here in the conference tournament, unless you get deep enough, maybe towards the semifinals or even the championship game, where you maybe have to throw him out there, as he went 83 total pitches. And that's exactly what you needed with the type of performance that he had. You had a lot of success behind the dish, and then you had a lot of success there on the bump as well. And so that puts you in a position now where you're going to have to look ahead, and you're going to have to play against Coastal Carolina once again. We're going to talk a little bit about what the Cajuns need to do to make sure that they don't lose to Coastal and that they can continue to play. We'll discuss it all when we come back here on Ragin Rundown. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Ragin Rundown, and we're going to get back into the action in just a second. But before we do, if you are listening, please follow the podcast feed, rate the show, and leave us a review, because that's going to help us get in front of more Ragin Cajun fans just like yourself. If you're watching, please make sure you like this video, subscribe, make sure you comment down below, share it with your friends and all those things like that, because you'll be able to know when we do game recaps and all the other things that are going on in UL athletics. So with the victory, the Cajuns will move on to the next round in the Sun Belt Conference tournament, and they will take on Coastal Carolina as the 2 seed, a team that they literally just played last week, and they won 2 of 3 against, to give them the opportunity to be in this position, to have a solid RPI, and to potentially be able to get in on a deep postseason run if things continue to fall in their favor. As I'm pulling up WarrenNolan.com and looking at how the RPI rankings are falling, Louisiana did receive a +3 bump at 37 in the RPI rankings, and Coastal Carolina is 24. So they are both quad 2 teams. But if you get a victory over them, I believe that you definitely get an opportunity to get an at-large bid. But you know how my opinion is and where I stand on that. I believe that you're going to have to win the whole thing, or that you should be focused on winning the whole thing, so you don't leave any doubt. Don't count what games you need to do, how you strategize to make sure that you make it happen. Win it all, leave no doubt, and you don't have to worry about whether you're in or not. You don't have to sweat when it comes time for the selection show. But just a few things that the team needs to do. They have to play cleaner defense. We talked about earlier the errors that they had in this game. You have 3 errors against a really good team, and you're going home, right? Obviously, you're the double elimination portion, but in a perfect world, you've used Cody Brasch, your Friday night guy. Um, Wednesday, which will be tomorrow, you'll probably see your Saturday guy and Andrew Herman. And then after that, you'll work your way through it. It may be Ty Roman, or you could be somebody else that you believe can be more of a bullpen day for you. And then if you get through that, you get a day of rest and you kind of start things over. Um, but you want to be able to play clean defense because that's what a good championship team does. They play great defense. They don't allow errors. They don't beat themselves mentally and all those things like that. So if that's the team that UL wants to be going down the stretch here in the postseason, they're going to have to clean those things up. Um, they're going to have to continue to be aggressive early offensively. And I even asked Coach Diggs, did he believe was that going to be the formula that this team needs to have, which is early offense and then getting great pitching to be able to complement that? And here was his answer that he gave me.
We've been fortunate, blessed to win some tournaments and regionals, whatnot. The team that hits this time of year holds a definitive advantage, especially if you got guys on the bump that are going to throw strikes. But to make your way through any regional or tournament, most times, not every time, but most times, you're going to have to swing the bat. And it usually is the team that gets the hottest that comes out on top. So we'll see.
So you heard him there. We'll see. But typically the team that gets the bats going early are the ones that are able to keep playing. And they're not going to win every game in a run rule fashion. They're not going to score 11 runs on 15 hits in every single game. But again, if you can win a game 6-3, if you can win it 7-2, if you can win it 5-1, all of those different things and factors like that where you're getting timely hits early and then you're able to take pressure off of the guys in the bullpen, that makes it a lot easier. Obviously, it's easier said than done, and there are multiple ways to be able to win games. But I do believe that that is the formula that this team is going to have to lean on in order to be able to keep playing, not just in the Sun Belt Conference tournament, but in the regional, and if they keep going in the super regional, and so on and so forth, because that's what great baseball teams are able to do. They have to continue to be aggressive offensively. From a pitching standpoint, they can't give up freebies. You can't make it easy for them. Make them work to be able to score runs. If they just beat you because they out hit you and all those things like that, make them earn it. Don't make it any easier for them. Make sure that you don't give it away for them. Make sure that they earn it. And then just continue to win situational hitting moments. If you got 2 guys on in scoring position, got to find a way to drive them in. If you have an opportunity to steal and you know that you're able to get from first to second, you got to be able to get down safely. And in my opinion, I know Coach Diggs is going to continue to work through the lineup, but I feel like the position that Blaze Rodriguez and Noah Lewis is in at the top of the lineup, that is a spot that they should stay in because not only are they being table setters, but then when you get to the bottom of the lineup where guys maybe normally not hitting as well there at the bottom, but if they get on and they're able to be in a position to be able to be on first, be on second, now you have a guy like a Noah Lewis or a Blaze Rodriguez that can drive in a run and can continue to create chaos and make the innings more hectic for the opposing team's defense. And that's essentially what you want to do. Trying to remember who it was that was the 9-hole hitter in this game. So you had Mark Collins there, and he was coming back from injury. So he was able to come out and score runs for you and play extremely well. So I'm not saying that this exact lineup could be the recipe for success. Maybe it is. But Blaze Rodriguez and Noah Lewis definitely need to remain there near the top to give you the best opportunity. So the Cajuns get past Marshall, and now they are set up for a rematch against Coastal Carolina. That game will be on Wednesday, May the 20th at 12:30 p.m. We'll be keeping our eye on that one because it'll definitely be a fun one. Like I said, I'm expecting to see Andrew Herman being ran out for Louisiana. Not exactly sure what Coastal Carolina may throw out, but it's a double elimination, so there's no telling what we may see. I'm anticipating for the Cajuns to see Andrew Herman. Coach Diggs very well may surprise me. So Credit to the Cajuns for getting the job done, and a huge hat tip to Noah Lewis for handling his business as such a young player and just continuing to thrive in the position that he is in. That's going to wrap up this episode here on Ragin Rundown. If you've made it to this point in the video, thank you so much. Please do me a favor, like it, share it, and leave a comment down below. But most importantly, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And also, while I'm asking, tell me, how far do you think the Cajuns can go? Do they lose this game to Coastal and then bow out gracefully in the double elimination round in the losers bracket? Or do they go all the way and win the Sun Belt Conference Championship, get to a regional, and shock the world? I saw a simulation say that UL would make it to the College World Series. So who knows? Stranger things have happened. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment. If you're listening, follow the podcast feed, rate the show, and leave us a review, because that's going to help us get in front of more Ragin' Cajun fans just like yourself. I'm your guy, Jamarcus Fitzpatrick. We'll see you guys next time.